The show goes by too fast.
But listen up now, cause this is the Plonkcast.
Welcome back to Plonkcast, everyone, and it is the Halloween special.
Yeah, it's all
nice. And look, we have welcomed back Charlie, and we haven't introduced him this time because he was on it last time, so we know who he is, and we have to apologise to Charlie because we weren't very interacting.
Yeah,
No.
Is that a word? But you were shit, so
yeah, sort it out.
Yeah, well, I'm not hungover this time, so
yeah.
fresh
To
as
be
it
fair,
is.
the night before
Not
we were
hungover
all a
this
bit
time.
hungover, but what would be a Plonkcast without being hungover?
That's it.
Right.
Before we start, hang on, beers.
Thank you.
Biz.
Right, open that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Plonk. And another plonk.
Go on, get your leg
Lovely.
Get your leg
Right, last little sip. Eyes.
Happy days.
Beautiful. So
I feel so much better already.
I know actually.
Oh,
What
I'm
time
gonna
is
go-
it? It's
I'm
actually
gonna go
quite
for
early for us to do a podcast all together. Whoa.
Steady.
Yeah, I know. So I'm getting excited. I've had a really weird 5 minutes, haven't I? I've been like doing the most goofiest shit. I don't know why.
5 minutes.
5
About
minutes.
5 years.
I think they hate me. I've literally been sitting there.
We don't
How's
know.
it
Why are
going?
you
I
our
hate
friend? I look like you're a pumpkin, Charlie.
Oh, I love them.
So before we start, I want to thank everybody who watched the latest episode that we posted,
Oh, honestly.
which was Emma's one. Emma's friends, family, and stuff. I think they all managed. People that don't really know Emma but know her from the past have messaged Emma. She said, and we really thank you for giving her the support because her operation is in 1, 2,
Well, it's
3
3 days. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
I know, that's so mental. It's literally round the corner now.
I know, and I'm going to pick up her cat today. I'm so excited.
bless her.
And Emma
The
doesn't
dog's
know
gonna
this
love
yet,
her.
but we're going to all surprise her.
Well,
so.
saying that, I've just had a message from my friend Simone. So, hello, Simone.
Hello,
She
Simone.
listens to our podcast. So, when she's like going to a journey for work and stuff like that.
Nice.
So, it's actually really nice. But she actually just messaged me and she just
So you write
said.
into the show, you get a shout out. Just saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, write us in. So she's just said, Lady Terry, the other night I was coming home really late on the train journey and I listened to your YouTube podcast for the first time. You posted about your friend who is going through a kidney transplant, so I had to listen. Oh my freaking God, it was incredible. Such a good listen. Your friend is inspirational. I am in awe of her strength and resilience.
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 Well
Thank you.
done.
What an amazing story she has. It was interesting hearing all about the patients, from all the patients' point of view, along with all her knowledge and on her transplants and dialysis.
You are the shittest reader.
Yeah,
I was
I
going
can't
to say,
do
she
it.
is not the one that stood up in front of the
I
class.
can't
yeah.
read. That's why I normally read before and then I do it, but she
Yeah.
just messaged me. Where did I get? It was interesting hearing all about from the patient's point of view, along with all her knowledge on transplants and dialysis, which is awesome. She is super lucky to have you wonderful humans in her corner supporting her. Well freaking done. Thank you so much for sharing. I told Jen to jump on and have a listen. Sending you and your friend and all her family so much love, hugs and positive vibes.
Oh,
How
thanks.
sweet is that? Thank you
That
so
is
much,
dope. Who
Simone.
is that?
It's my friend Simone.
Oh,
we
thank
used to
you,
work
Simone,
with her.
but can you keep it shorter next time? 'Cause Terry
She
clearly
can't
struggles.
I can't read, as
No,
you can
but
tell.
for real, I mean, it's actually crazy because obviously I bought the podcast took ages to upload because it was slightly longer than usual.
Yeah.
But obviously it came out on the Friday, which means when we recorded it, it was like a week before.
Yeah.
But then the Friday, it was literally days before the operation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 2nd of November. Oh my God, I'm super excited. I mean, I'm just, yeah.
I can't believe it's
It's
literally
happening.
here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's happening. That's it.
That's
Like,
it. But anyway,
Scary.
this is a Halloween special. As much as we love MRO, we've got to move on a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's not all about you.
The
love.
next one will be an update whether it succeeded.
Oh God, that's
So yeah,
so
that'll be the next
scary.
one. Will be that.
I
which is
get
just nuts.
goosebumps just
I
like
know,
thinking
it's
about
nuts.
it.
But yeah, anyway, so Halloween.
Yes.
we've been very Halloween busy the last few
Yeah.
weeks.
Oh my
Proper
God,
Halloween this year,
literally.
wasn't
When it was coming to October, I was like, I need to make sure I have money for all the things that we've planned.
Yeah.
Because we had loads of different things planned for Halloween. It's like been
So
each
she called me
weekend.
Charlie.
Jolly.
Have some money.
But yeah, what
Remem-
did we do first? The first
Fort
thing.
Park.
Fort Park. forgot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely forgot
Don't
about
know
that.
how I forgot about Thorpe Park.
Do you
I went
know
on
what,
stealth.
right?
Let's go.
Yeah,
When
you
we
did
went
go
to-
on stealth.
Oh yeah, you went on stealth.
Did you like it?
Yeah, much like the theme, it was very scary.
No, but the thing is, so, okay, so if you haven't
It
been
really
on
wasn't
stealth,
actually. That's the weird thing. It
that's the
wasn't
thing.
at all.
Everyone who hasn't been on stealth at Thorpe Park that is scared to go on it, that wants to go on it but is too scared, like Charlie was, it genuinely isn't scary. It is more the fear of getting on the ride. But once you're on the ride, it's not scary because you can't
I
fucking
feel
think about
it's
it.
like one of them barrier things. Because I promised so many people, your sister, she
Yeah.
watches this.
She
Sorry
actually-
again.
she
is
actually
not
hated
happy
you,
with
yeah.
me. Yeah, she's
She's
actually
not
she
happy.
messaged me. She's not happy.
Did
So
she
I
message
promised-
you as
yeah,
well?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
promised I'd go on it with her, and last time we went, I didn't. I eventually
So
said yes,
bad.
but by the time I got the balls to say yes, it had closed.
The thing is, you've just got to like, once you want to go on it, you've just got to do it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
that
Once you cross
anxiety
that
will build
barrier,
up.
it's weird. All
Yeah,
fear
yeah.
went away.
That was the last ride that
Yeah.
I went on at Thorpe Park that I was really scared of. Like I've done Saw, I've done all of them, but stealth took me a good few times to go. So I'm glad you've done it.
Makes
And then
me
Terry
cringe.
wanted to do Saw, but then it started raining.
Yeah.
So the ride
Well,
shut.
the thing is, I actually
Whilst
like.
we were in the
thought-
queue.
No,
for an hour.
I thought that like fate is telling me not to do it because when we got there, it was like
It
you
happens
guys.
every time.
Yeah.
And like, so what happened was we got there and then it started pissing it down with rain, right?
Oh, no. When we got there, you said you were looking at the times and you were like, "Oh, Saw's closed." Like the minute we got there,
But
so I was
that's
like, "Oh,
always-
what a shame."
But if you put that down to fate, then you'll never go
No,
on it.
I know. No, I
Because
know, but-
Saw is literally always closed during
Yeah,
at one point
yeah.
during the day. And like, and this is the thing. So we got there, it was closed. Then we went into the queue and it was what's it called? Did we start the GoPro, by the way?
No.
Oh, so it's just chilling. Nice. All right, Charlie, do you want to do that just while I explain Saw? Just press the GoPro
It's
on.
not a bad idea.
Yeah, thanks. Just in case
Nice
it like
stuff.
clips out or something. Yeah. So
Wait a minute, I'm going to go really quiet all of a sudden.
yeah, so we got in the queue and it started raining. Now, majority of the time, Saw will close and then it will open again after about 10 minutes. Everyone was like, no, like it's probably never going to open again. I've been to Thorpe Park
Yeah.
so many times. I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a fanatic when it comes to Thorpe Park because it's free for me because I've got a Merlin pass. So I just
Yeah.
use it like completely. But then I was so annoyed because it opened as soon as we left the queue.
I know.
And we would have got on there like that.
But to be honest, like I don't think we was in that queue for ages, and then like everyone was leaving, and we were like, oh, do you know what? Like it's nearly like 10 o'clock. The place is going to close in a minute, so
Yeah.
we might as well just leave. And two, because it had been pissing down with rain, I don't think like Kaylee or Bradley would have gone on it even if it did open because it's been raining.
No,
so
I know.
do you know what I mean? Like,
But
and
yeah.
I was a bit like, I'm already terrified. Like.
Fair enough.
Also, talking about terrified,
yeah.
I have made a YouTube channel, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna credit you here because
Oh, sick.
yeah,
Oh,
literally,
it's always about Billie.
it was
Yeah.
like ages ago. I don't know if you want, but check on my YouTube channel. I did a vlog when we went to Thorpe Park, and I made like this quick little edit where it was like I said, "Oh, I'm terrified," and the edit, which I got to quote you for, credit you for, sorry,
It's also about
is
me
that
too.
like we put up like a little edit to be like terrified, but it was my channel. Thank you. And I was like, oh, actually, that's a really good idea. I said it to Bills, and now recently, I have now changed my YouTube channel, and it is now called Terrified. So please go over to my YouTube channel, give
First episode's looking pretty
myself
good
a
as
few
well.
more subscribe.
yeah.
But the channel is going to be about all of
Yes.
Terry's terrified moments and like
Absolutely.
conquering things. But it's so funny. We like when was it? It was Emma's last little thing. It was when we carved pumpkins because we went
Yeah.
pumpkin picking on the Friday. Then we had a little spread, and then we I'm just gonna breeze past the rest.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, that's
We went pumpkin picking. Then on the Sunday we made like a Halloween spread, and we sort of enjoyed like our last weekend with Emma before she goes into isolation. But then we started watching like Thorpe Park sort of rides and stuff.
Yeah.
And we were going through Terry's channel, and the latest video is spa day with my mum. I was like, wow,
But
terrifying.
everything else, all the other videos were like,
Day out with your mum. Ah!
but all the other videos when
They
we look
did
back
sing.
on it, like they were all related to like somewhat being terrified.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like my channel is all going to be based about doing things that is like out of my comfort zone or doing things that like scares me in general. So
Like the English language. Ooh.
Yeah, like reading.
Reading text
Reading.
aloud.
I read
Yeah.
a whole dissertation. What a boring channel.
Do you know what? I would do it because I ain't doing that.
I'm not being
stuff.
funny, but Mr. Beast got famous by sitting there saying, Logan Paul, Logan
I
Paul, Logan
know.
Paul, Logan Paul,
Oh,
Logan Paul, Logan Paul,
yeah.
Logan Paul.
What was it,
So
like
if you read a
14
dissertation-
hours?
Yeah, something crazy like that, yeah.
Yeah, just
So you should say you knock for 14 hours straight. Where did you go on holiday? I went to New York. I went to New
I literally
York.
can't say it. Every time I go to say New York, I say New York. I can't actually say it. That's what I
I think I need a new co-host.
So if she
It's
ever calls you a
ridiculous.
Nork, that's not what she meant.
No, I mean,
You're a narc.
I went to
You're a Nork.
New York. I just did it.
Listen up, No, I don't even know. God damn it. I'll come on the channel, I'll take it.
Well, I'm actually excited. I'm going to be in some of those videos as well. 'cause-
Yeah. Well, we went to, like Billy said, we went and went pumpkin picking.
I've said it already, Terry. You
No,
can't
but-
say it again.
No,
Oh my God.
but
By the way, did you know we went pumpkin picking?
Yeah, did you know we went pumpkin picking?
this is so.
Oh, and on a little side note, we
No,
went
but
pumpkin
Terry,
picking.
you need
But
to
what
remember
I mean is, oh my God,
that
what
we
I
went
mean
pumpkin
is, we
picking.
went pumpkin picking, and I did it on my channel, terrified, and you did your video on your.
Yeah. But to be honest, I don't like my channel's travel based.
Yeah.
So I kind of
Yeah, it's like a
we
fun
travelled
one
to
do.
Tully's Farm
we did, yeah.
in a car.
That was it.
For
In
20
Gap,
minutes.
down the road in Gap to Nork
My God.
from
I
Norkshire.
get bullied.
From Yorkshire.
All right. Anyway, so Halloween. Happy Halloween, everyone! It's
Happy
Halloween
Halloween.
tomorrow.
Yeah, happy
My
Halloween.
favourite
Right, we've got
time of
Charlie
year.
to do some research because me and Terry just couldn't be fucking bothered.
Well,
so-
I actually don't know the answer,
No,
and
neither
I
do
was a bit
I
like,
actually googled it and couldn't understand a word. I was
Yeah.
reading. I read Caltech instead of
Caltech.
Celtic.
No, you read Celtic instead of Celtic.
Whatever, bro. Like it's just technicalities. Right. What is Halloween?
Yeah,
Right, I've got to be
What
honest,
is
I didn't
Halloween,
actually
Joe?
do any research, so this is all coming
What,
from
okay.
memory.
What is Halloween?
Um,
Halloween sounds like bonfire night.
does
When
it?
I read
Well, originally, funnily enough, so Halloween, or All Hallows Eve, an evening of holiness, which is Hallow, they would light a fire to celebrate the end. No, they would have a celebration to celebrate the end of the harvest, which ended in October and was the beginning of winter.
Right.
But that was also when the veil was the thinnest between the land of the
So-
living and land of the dead.
Celtic.
Yes.
Isn't that Scottish?
No, that's Celtic.
Welsh.
I'm not 100% sure.
But well, either way, right? America
I don't really know what
loves
Celtic
Halloween.
is.
America loves Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
it was
Did it
American.
originate- I thought it originated in
The Christians made it into a holiday,
Christians. I thought it was like a pagan.
and the
holiday.
Romans, blah, blah, blah.
I'm so confused.
Afterwards. Well, you wouldn't be if you knew where
Researched.
Halloween came from.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so Celtic celebration, celebrate the end of the harvest. And what they would do is they would light fires. So it is kind of like bonfire night for you.
And we got
Apart
bonfire
from
night
the
next
fact that
weekend.
they're not related at all.
Yeah.
They would light fires to ward off ghosts because that's when the veil was the thinnest. And where the masks come from is when they had the ghosts coming through to hide themselves from the spirits, blah, blah, blah. They would actually put masks on to hide their face so the ghost wouldn't be able to
So it
identify
sounds like
them.
the purge. Have you seen that picture that went like viral a few weeks ago? And it was like what Halloween costumes used to look like in like I don't know the
No,
whenever century.
what?
They were
And-
creepy, man.
But
They were
it looks
creepy.
like I don't know. It looked like something out of like the Purge. Like, everyone would wear
It
these
did, it did.
horrific masks and look like dolls and stuff.
Oh,
Because they were like
my
the
God.
old creepy style
Yeah,
masks. They
yeah.
weren't like now. And it's like you'd think with the technology and the more advanced that we get, you'd have creepy stuff. But I think that old kind of old-fashioned
so
style
much
mask,
scarier.
it looks
Yeah, I would-
creepy as hell.
Yeah, no.
It looks
I
like
would
something
go
out of
to
The Conjuring or something like that. It's really
So
weird.
you got like
that.
picture that like little kid who wears a bed sheet with holes cut out for eyes,
Yeah.
right? Now put like a rope around his
Yeah.
neck so you can identify his head, and then not like a noose style, but just something to hold it in. But the rope just makes it look
Oh,
creepier.
yeah.
Oh,
And
there's
then because
ano-
they try and do that, it's terrifying.
There is something that I saw creepy the
love
other day. I've seen it before, so it's obviously a few years old. But there was a picture that went viral, and basically this woman had like decorated her house to the point where she made it look like there was like a complete massacre outside a house. Like the heads cut off, bodies coming off of the roof,
What?
blood splattered everywhere.
Great
And the
way to get
neighbours-
away with murder, by the
well,
way.
Well, yeah, true. You might have a body there, but the neighbours called the police, and this is in America. And the police came, and obviously it was fake. But they were like, "Can you just not go too much overboard, please, because you're scaring your neighbours." But it looks horrific. I need to
I
find
love
the
her.
picture. I'll show you after.
Oh my
She's
It's
amazing.
actually nuts.
God.
But I've seen that picture a few years ago, and it just floated around again this year.
Yeah,
I'll have
see
to. I'll
that.
show it to you at one point.
Yeah, please.
It's funny. But yeah, so all right. Hang on a second. I'm stuck. Wait, I was going to say something. I've completely forgotten what I was
Yeah,
going to say.
what
What did you gonna say?
spaced out.
I was going to play a game. I've forgotten what it was.
Well, we played a game.
Oh, go on then.
We played and a Ouija board game.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's talk about that. Okay, so I'm so sorry, I completely spaced out. I think I glitched. I'm Katy Perry.
You'll get.
I'm actually Katy Perry.
I love that video. Oh my god.
Who's seen it?
No.
Oh, you
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's a brilliant
Mate,
video.
it's like
I'm
she's
not
on
gonna lie,
stage
it's
and
so
she's
funny.
like...
She just starts. Yeah,
Fuck.
It's well weird.
Glitch in the Matrix. Just
Don't our eyes like roll back?
No,
What?
they don't roll back, they just like go down. But,
Oh, okay.
You know, there's like loads of like conspiracies, obviously her being like part of the Matrix.
She's a robot pigeon.
Yeah. And then but then there's like eyelash glue.
Yeah,
Like, because like, she's wearing like the thickest eyelashes, so things like that can happen.
I'm gonna go with the eyelash glue.
Yeah,
I've
I mean-
seen you, Katy Perry, glitch out.
Yeah. And then
Your
everyone's like, oh my
eyelashes.
god,
I mean,
Justin Bieber had the same thing. You know when he did that horrible video?
They're talking like
Bless him.
Illuminati shit. Like,
What if he's like, oh,
everyone-
he's glitching? He's like, no, he's actually got like a... Sorry, I'm a believer, so I'm always going to die hard fan my JB. Anyway, I know you're watching.
Wait, I
Justin.
heard that chest pound from over here. Boom, boom.
It's my heart, my 3 hearts. Yeah, so that was it. We did the Ouija board, didn't we?
Yeah. Have you?
Yes.
Not recently.
No, not recently. This was actually ages ago.
So before we
But-
start, when we talk about ghosts, Charlie is a skeptic about ghosts.
Uh-huh.
So I believe in ghosts. Terry, you believe in ghosts, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
And Charlie, you just don't.
I believe,
I believe
it
in
like
absolutely
somewhat.
nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well, absolutely nothing.
No,
We had
like
this
not even
conversation
luck.
when we was
Like
and I got too
absolutely
drunk talking
bugger all.
about it. I can't listen to
Yeah.
people when they're skeptic. I get really drunk, so
Yeah.
I find it really offensive.
You're like.
So I'm a fucking ghost. Like, how can you not see me?
Ghost.
You're pre-ghost.
I'm pre-ghost. Well, yeah. So we did a Ouija board and we tried to get Charlie to like see if he could believe by doing it.
Well, yeah, I think like, well, didn't we just get pissed one night and we were just like, yeah, let's just do it.
We made it out
like,
of paper and bottle caps.
Yeah, we actually
Well,
did.
can I just stop you? It's not a Ouija. It's Ouija.
Listen, it's
No, I'm
Ouija,
trying
okay?
to say an Ouija board.
No,
An
I'm
Ouija
saying
board.
Ouija.
I'm saying a Ouija, but I'm saying an.
I'm saying a Ouija.
Wait,
You're saying an Ouija board.
is that not
No,
It's Ouija.
You're doing. You've
an
done
Ouija
a
board? That
Ouija
sounds
board.
well weird.
A Ouija board.
A Ouija board.
Yes.
So
Are
it's
we
spelled
right with that?
Ouija, but it's pronounced
yeah.
Ouija.
Okay, so
But it isn't pronounced
A
that. Who the fuck
Ouija.
says
It
Ouija?
can't
Listen,
be A,
scary
because
words
if
are
we
spelled
go-
weird. So what I was going to say a minute ago as well. So that Celtic festival of theirs is called Samhain. It's pronounced. It's spelled Samhain.
It's because the ghosts
Scary
create these
words
things.
are strange.
So it's because the
Ghosts
ghosts
are real.
No, the ghosts create the word because on Ouija board they don't know how to spell properly because sometimes someone might write the W better, so then they
So we done a Ouija board.
Ouija board, yes,
We
did
done
it.
a Ouija
board.
I'm
And
so
I
confused.
think we had ghosts come through 100%.
Hang on, Terry's confused.
No, it just doesn't sound right. Okay, carry on.
We can't.
No,
hang
no,
up,
don't
'cause
carry
In a
on.
minute, I'm going to start
You're the one
editing
that stops
the
it.
amount of time
Carry
you say
on.
Ouija.
Carry
I can't
on.
say it anymore. It's called fucking peanut board.
We done peanut
did
butter.
the peanut board.
I went to lean on this and I was like, whoa.
It's a ghost. You thought it was a ghost. And I think there was a ghost that came through. It's basically, can I say it? Am I allowed to say it? Basically, I won't say who. I think Charlie had someone come through for him. But like things were being said that only Charlie knew, unless Charlie was fucking with that board, which would be sick, by the way.
That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
I reckon I was fucking with it. I just didn't know I was fucking with it.
Yeah, because there is a theory that your consciousness moves the plank chip.
But the thing is, when
Yeah,
we
I
were
think
using
when you miss someone, you really, really want them to come through,
Yeah.
skeptic or not.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, I reckon I was just not pushing the piece, but just slightly hoping it would lean towards.
There
yes.
is that theory, 'cause I've
so
researched
I
into it a
physically
lot.
leant towards.
No, there
yes,
is, 'cause
and
it-
it sort of pushes it.
But there is like we obviously generate energy and things like that, and like that can be a theory. Like I'm open to that, but I also don't think
as
so.
I think as a skeptic, you would want to pull it back. Like you wouldn't want. Do you know what I mean? So you wouldn't just let it
No,
happen.
because as skeptic as I am, I'm also like I'm open to all of this. I'm happy if I get proved wrong. Will be the best day of my life.
Yeah, you're not like a
Like, oh my
die-hard-
god,
yeah,
there's life
yeah.
after death.
No,
Oh
that's
my
fine,
god, it's
yeah.
not all doom and gloom. Yeah, I would love to find out that I've been wrong all these years. It'd be great. I just don't think it's in my opinion, it's ridiculous.
But that's because you haven't had an.
But this
But you've
whole-
said you've had experiences where they're unexplainable.
Yeah, but he'll dive deep into
No,
like,
nothing
why.
is unexplainable.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so. Well, I mean, if
Well,
you're-
nothing in my.
No, I get that, and I
experience.
think I think the thing is the problem is with ghosts and why people don't believe in them sometimes is because like science believes in the physical world here, right? We can't physically know if there's a ghost until we die, right? And that's the only time when we're going to find out whether we turn into a ghost or whatever happens, right?
Convenient.
Yeah, but like I think, and it's like time travel and things like that. We can't prove that until.
We can prove time travel.
Well, yeah,
we'll talk about that another time, though.
to an extent. But do you know what I mean?
Next
Like,
time,
with
next
ghosts-
time.
episode.
That's just a science
And it's-
podcast.
yeah, it's
like,
also not
that's a
Halloween
long
one,
conversation.
no.
Yeah.
But like I think with that the thing is because you can't physically say right, well A and to B to X and Y and Z gives you this formulation, which means
You
ghost,
sound like an Xbox controller right now.
triangle, square, X.
A, B, Y, Z, X, Q.
But yeah, I think that's the only reason why people are severely skeptic. But I think there are certain things that you just cannot explain, and I think we should dive into it because I think
I think there's arguments on both sides. So there are certain
100%.
things
I
that
agree.
a skeptic can't explain, but there's also certain things that have been proven to have complete logical explanation that what would you call a non-skeptic, a believer, just doesn't want to accept the fact that they've been proven wrong. Whereas a skeptic, in the same way they can't explain something, doesn't want to accept the fact they've been proven wrong.
No, I get that,
It's-
and that's why
there's
I
arguments on
wouldn't-
both sides.
I wouldn't
It's
have
just-
this
it comes down to
conversation
what you
with you
believe.
if I thought you were just never going to be open to the idea of
No, I'm
like,
totally open to
Yeah.
it. I'm pretty sure it would take it would take a stupid amount.
but
to convince me.
you'll always
Stupid.
find like an explanation.
If God
but
came up and slapped me in the face,
Have you had-
I'd say I tripped.
have you had any like ghost
No, I mean mentally
experiences?
tripped, not I fell. I saw where you went.
Just be like,
I missed that.
Honestly, officer, I fell. You look
I
like
went into
Terry
Terry
right now.
listening.
You went to Terryland.
I
Is it
did. I
nice?
literally said to her,
Terryland.
I was like, I'm in Terryland. Make it a thing.
Is it
Zoom in
nice?
on her face right now.
Have you had a ghost thing that you can
I
try and
have.
convince Charlie over here?
My granddad touched me.
I've had a.
Oh, you meant her. Sorry.
Nope, that's not a ghost. That is a pedophile. And
That is a pedophile.
sorry, Grandad.
I have I've had a few, but they've all been with you. Like I've had like a couple things. Hello.
Let me just check the timer thing.
Oh, good idea.
Go on, just keep talking. I'm just going to check the camera.
Yeah, I've had like a couple things, but they've all been with you, like at your house. I've had it where like when we were like at Epsom, like when we lived in Epsom, but that was like I still think someone was in the house, so I'm like, oh, I'm not too sure. But I had one when I was a kid that I wanted to tell you because I don't think both of you know. I'm not too sure if you know, but when I was a kid, I had this friend who lived across the road, and she was like, so I must have been about 12 or 13, and she was about 9, 10, and she had a imaginary friend, right? And all of us were like, how are you that old having an imaginary friend? But we would take the piss out of her, but like as you do, because we're like, mate, you're like 9, 10, why are you still talking to thin air? And it was called something like, let's say Christopher,
Yeah.
or Chris, and she went into her house. So I was downstairs, then we're going to get ready, and I can hear her like laughing in one of the rooms.
Fuck that. If I had kids
And,
and they have imaginary, fuck them.
Yeah, fuck that. And I could hear her like laughing, but when I mean laughing, I mean like hysterically laughing. She weren't just giggling to herself.
She
And
probably
I've
on
gone
TikTok.
upstairs.
Just
But
scrolling
I
TikTok.
thought she was like having a conversation with someone or something. But like we weren't like in them days we weren't sitting on our phones all the time. Do you know what I mean? We had Nokias. What were you looking at?
Yeah,
if we
what,
had
playing
Nokia?
Snake, I died.
Oh, playing Snake, yeah. But I went upstairs and it sounded like she was coming from her room, right? So I walked into her room, and the minute I opened the door, it sounded like it was coming from her brother's room. She wasn't in there. So it sounded like it was going from her brother's room. So I was like, what the fuck? So then I've gone into her brother's room, opened the door, and then immediately changed and went to her
fuck
mum and
that.
dad's room. So I was getting confused because I was like, how can you, if you know where people are, if like you can hear them in that room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And walk in and then they're somewhere else. So I've gone into her mum and dad's room, and I swear on my life, I'm not joking, this is Automatic. It's a straight fact.
Automatic duck.
This is
Automatic duck, yeah.
It's a straight fact.
By the way, Terry
I
tried to say
walk in-
aromatic duck. It came out automatic duck. To the waiter.
Yeah.
So embarrassing. And then I open
First
the
time she met
door.
my dad. Continue.
I open the door and she's standing in the middle of the room, but like facing like the corner of the room, and she's like, "Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!" I'm not joking. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. She's like, "Stop it! Stop it!" Like looking at the wall, and I'm like, "George, what are you doing? George, are you alright? What's going on?" And she's like, "Get off! Get off! Get off!" And I'm like, "What the?" And she's like moving like she's being tickled, and I was like, "Nah."
See, this is the thing.
I'm off.
So stuff like that, right? Being from a skeptic's point of view, obviously a lot of people go to mental asylums for things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like seeing things. Like for me, it's
Rightly
like
so.
but sometimes like you think, am I having like a manic episode?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But like I don't
But
know.
as a kid, I didn't know anything.
No,
That's the
of
first
course,
thing that
scary
goes-
as fuck.
it's
See, I
scary
would-
as
I would
fuck.
assume
But
it's-
then,
Go on.
like, so we would talk to her about what this like imaginary person looked like, and she could tell you everything. She could tell you the height, the hair color, the eye color, the like everything. She could explain them like they were there, and I'd be like, at that young age, like, okay, whatever. And then the family started to like dive into it a little bit and read up on it, and it turns out like not the person that lived there before, but the person that lived before that, they had a son that hung themselves in their mum and dad's bedroom, called Christopher, or let's say like it was a long name, but it wasn't like, it was like a longer version of the name that she knew, so she only knew the nickname, let's say. And then she was literally like freaking out, and then all of a sudden, no more imaginary friend. And I swear on my life, like as a kid, I'm like, no, there's something going on here. That's not right.
Well, they say that kids are more susceptible to like ghosts and like spiritual and.
They've also got a wider imagination.
I just called it the spiritual kingdom.
The spiritual kingdom. I'm a ghost. Bow
I
before
said it, and I
me.
was like, "It's not called that, is it?"
I just pictured like a really horrible Disney version of it.
Spiritual kingdom.
Just Casper of a Crown, just sitting there like, heavens, the lot of you. Look at you, all living.
Casper of a crown. Yeah, that's basically what my imagination was as a kid, just Casper. With a crown in the kingdom, with his lions. But yeah, no, kids are, I mean, so I've had only when I was a kid did I ever have ghost kind of things. So my friend had an imagination.
Imagination.
Wow.
She had an imagination.
My friend had an
Good on
imaginary
her.
Wow.
friend. So my friend had an imaginary friend, the one that I grew up with, right? Or she said she did, but I really wanted one. So I used to make one up in my head,
Yeah.
and I called it Milo from the Tweenies. And Milo was purple, but my imaginary friend, and I just it was genuinely an imaginary friend, and I literally imagined this boy with a purple smudge on his cheek. So it was kind of like Milo, but not. It was like
Yeah.
half Milo, but
Yeah.
not. And that was it. That was my imaginary friend. But I never saw him. Like I just wanted to have
Well, you
one.
did purposely make him up.
Well, I purposely made him up. He wasn't actually there. I just go, yeah, well, my imaginary friend, Milo, he wants my biscuit.
Yeah.
Milo's not hungry, but I can imagine that would freak out, like, anyone around me because, like,
Yeah.
but it wasn't real. But I have had some crazy shit, like, growing up. Now, my mum's dead. Well, she died when I was 7.
I love how you go, my mum's dead. Giggle.
Yeah, I was just about to say. She was like,
I need to forget that not everyone knows me that might watch this podcast. But yeah, my mum is dead. She died of cancer when I was 7.
light-hearted about it.
Yeah, and I'm one of those people that will make like my mum's dead jokes. Sorry, mother, if there is a spirit kingdom.
If you're watching on All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, on Hallows Eve, but
On what?
Hallows Eve. Sounds like a
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But yeah, so when she died, so she died in my nan's room, which is where I grew up, and I didn't grow up in my nan's room, like in my nan's house, but like she died in my nan's bedroom, and my room was like right next to hers. And when she first died, like I was with Nan, and I had like social anxiety, like attachment issues and stuff. And me and Nan would literally be like cheek to cheek, you know what I mean, like next to each other. You're like, what?
Yeah.
No, just like my
dodgy,
butt cheek
that.
would be on her butt cheek. Like I'll be so close to her, like separation anxiety.
Right.
Not like bent over or anything, just like side by side.
Anyway,
I love my nanny-o.
we can tell.
But But she died during my communion. I can't fucking speak today.
God.
During my communion, Holy Communion. My mum was very religious, and I was going through my Holy Communion, but it was like probably had maybe like 3-4 weeks left until I go, and my mum's like gave me a Holy Communion present, and I got it after she died, and it was like this rosary beads block. Rosary beads.
We'll send her to
What?
camp. Don't worry, they'll both practice.
What are they called?
They'll be
You know,
better
like,
next time.
You know, like a little pot that's got like it's got the hinges and you open it up. Pot.
A box?
Box. No, it's
You
not
mean,
a box.
are you talking
It's
about a box
circular.
with
It's
a
like
lid?
something you'd put in jewelry, like really
Memory box?
expensive. No, like you'd put in like really expensive. It's like
Jewelry box?
it would be like this big, like a. There's a
a
word for
ring
it.
box.
I can't. But yeah, let's say that. Like a little box, but
I
it's
don't
not a
think
box
there
shape,
is.
so I cannot call it a box. It was like an oval box, right? And on the top of it, it had shut the fuck up. It had a if you couldn't hear that, I'm not talking to a ghost. It was a motorbike. It had like an angel baby on the top of it, and my rosary beads were in there. And we had this like bookcase on the left, and me and Anne were watching like EastEnders or something, and there was no wind, there was no windows open, there was nothing. This thing that my last gift from my mum, literally flew and propelled itself across the room and then just dropped in the middle. And me and Nan, like, whenever I've had a ghost experience, and I believe it would be my mum, like, I've always felt really content with it. Like, I've never felt scared. I've never felt like, oh my God, leave me the fuck alone. I've always just had that moment of, well, that's weird.
Yeah.
It's like peace come over, and then literally, maybe 30 seconds later, me and Nan went, that's weird. Like, and then I pick it up and put it back up. And then throughout, like, the year after she died, I would have really weird things, and the one that really freaked me out was, and I don't think it was my mum because I just had that fear, but I had a bunk bed, and then at the end of my bunk bed there's I had like one of them box TVs, and my door's probably to my right, so I'm on the bunk bed, I can see the door on the right, and on the back of the door I've got dressing gowns, and my dressing gowns would always sort of move here and there. It was like someone was brushing past them, but this one particular day, I swear to fucking God, you could not make this shit up. So I watch my TV and I just see the dressing gown pick up and drop. And I sort of looked.
Wait, when you say pick up, like what, the arm of
So
it?
like,
or?
imagine like you've got a dressing gown and you take like one of the corners.
Like one of the bottom corners,
And you
pick
just
it up and let it
drop
go.
it. But I missed it, so I saw it at the corner of my eye. So I looked over and I see it
So what you're
wobbling.
saying is you didn't actually see
No,
anything?
wait. I look at it and it stopped, but it's sort of wobbling a little bit. And then I stare at the dressing gown. I'm staring at this dressing gown. And I swear to fucking God, I see what looks like it fans out fully and then pew, drops. But I watched
You
it.
had rats. It's
But
simple.
Rats! They can't levitate! But honestly, I watched it and I
Flying
I jumped down from my bunk bed, I go down to my nan and I'm like, oh Nan, my dressing gown has just done this, like really like fucking in hysterics. And Nan's like, oh, you're just dreaming. I was like, Nan, I was really awake. Like, I really was. Like, I was probably watching, like, Bananas in Pyjamas or something. and I literally saw it happen, and that was really freaky. And then, so yeah, that happened. Then, a few weeks later, I was sleeping, and I woke up, and I just randomly woke up, and I sort of, like, stirred a little bit. I turned over, so I was facing my wall, and then I turned over the other way, and I saw what I thought was my nan, in a blink of an eye. So I saw my nan and then
What, just standing there?
Yeah, but an older version.
Nah.
But all I could see was like probably from like here upwards, because my bunk bed had one of them like ledges, and it wasn't like a metal bar one, it was like a wooden bed. So like I could just see like a head. Right? It was like they were standing and they were like looking over my bed.
In your face?
Say like this is the edge of my bed and I'm here and I'm like here. Like I'm like probably in line with the bed thing, and I just see like a head like here looking over.
So we're talking like a foot or two away.
Yeah, like from the bed, so it was like looking like that.
What?
But like
looking at you.
it was like it was looking, but it didn't want to be seen because as soon as I look at it, it disappeared. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like,
yeah.
I woke up, I stirred a little bit, I turned around, I see it, bang, gone.
Well,
like,
if I was watching you sleep, I wouldn't want to be caught either.
fair enough. But I met my great nan died when I was like 2 years old. And I remember what she looked like, and from pictures and things like that, and it looked exactly like my great nan. So the next morning I said, Nan, like, were you standing over my bed like last night? Did you? She was like, well, I always check to see if you're okay. I was like, okay, fair enough. But
Maybe
like,
keep your distance next time, love.
well, no, but then I was like, there's no way it was
was
Nan
too
because it
quick.
just went. Like,
Yeah.
she didn't just duck or like disappear. It literally just vanished, and that was that was the only and first time I see a ghost. Like that, I saw a ghost, and it just gone. And that was fucking freaking. I remember that for the rest of my life. Then as I got a bit older, sorry, it's like there's loads of little things that have happened. These are like the significant ones. But when I got a bit older, I was probably about like 14. Sorry, but I was like 14 years old, and I just redone my room. So it was the first time I got a bunk bed. I got rid of my bunk bed, and I had a double bed for once. Or I think,
Congratulations.
whatever. Yeah, so I had a double bed, and I made my room really nice, and blah blah blah. And I was laying in bed, and it wasn't even that late. It was probably like 10 o'clock at night. Lights are on, and I was having like a little nap / not nap, but and laying there, and then I just feel like something sit on my bed, and I was like, I looked up, like just sort of shot up, thinking my nan was in my room, and I could see the groove of where a butt was sitting on the bed, and I'm not fucking
Oh,
joking.
your ghosts are a little bit too personal.
I
do you know
could
that?
see a fucking groove of where there was someone sitting. And I literally put my head on the covers and I said, Mum, I swear to God, or great nan, whoever you are, please, I'm fucking terrified. I was crying my eyes out. I said, please, I'm terrified. You can't keep doing this to me. I've done this for years now. This is probably like 7 years of this. And that was it. I was like, I'm done. I can't do it. I've never experienced anything since.
That's so weird.
Like,
isn't it?
over that. Well, I've had a few things. But do you know what I mean? Like, nothing
Yeah.
significant like that. So, yeah, fucking mad. So that's why I believe in ghosts.
So at least
because-
you've had something. I've never had nothing.
I think though, because I lost someone quite close to me, you know what I mean? And I know we
Yeah.
all do, but like my mum, I was the only
I
kid.
guess as a skeptic, I'm just not looking for it, and if I see it,
Yeah.
I'll just sod it off from my
But I
memory
think-
because
Well,
it's
how
like,
did you feel? Sorry, Bills.
Well, I
how
have-
did you feel when the Terry thing happened?
I just think you're an idiot. Listen.
Okay.
No, easily explainable. I lived on an estate. You were around my house. My house was right outside the kids' park.
Can you explain the story first?
Yeah, can I? Right. So because it was from my point of view. So basically, me and Charlie were in the house on our own, we were at his, and this is like a few years back now, we're going back. And we were in the living room, and I don't know why, but we had like music videos playing. I think we must have been just chatting. And then we started play fighting, and I'd slapped him round the face. Maybe a bit too hard, I didn't know my own strength.
Abuser.
And then Charlie basically was like, nah, I'm not having any of that. Like, no way. So he stormed off upstairs, and we've had a bit of an argument. He stormed off
I
upstairs.
wanted a bit of attention. I didn't get it.
But he went
She
upstairs.
stayed downstairs. I was like, oh.
And I stayed downstairs because I felt so bad, and I was like, oh my God, like I need to give him like a bit of peace because I can't go near him right now. It's fair enough. So I was downstairs in the living room, and the TV's going on. It's got like the music videos are happening. It's quite loud, and I hear a da-na, da-na, and it sounded like it didn't sound like it was right with the music that was playing. So I was like, that sounds a bit weird. So I'd pause it, and it'd stop. So I was like, okay, it must be the TV then. And then I'd press play, and it'd go on, da-na, da-na, and then like a different song played, let's say, and it's still going on. So I'm like, now that doesn't make sense because it's not part of the song. So then I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to like put the volume up, and then it gets louder and louder, and then I'm trying to stop it, and then I was trying to catch it out basically. So I paused it when it was really loud, and I heard Terry, like that. No, I'm not joking. It sounds like I'm talking bullshit, but I'm not. But it was like directly above my head, which is where Charlie was, and it's something that Charlie would do, wind
just
me
hovering
up, right?
there, like.
It just sounds like something Charlie would do, winding me up. So I thought, like, I didn't once think that it wasn't him. Like, I was like, I'm convinced it's him trying to wind me up. We've just had an argument, so he's trying to scare me or whatever, play the game. So I was like, all right, you fucker, don't worry, I'm not an idiot. So then I'm like trying to like catch him out even more, and I'm trying to play the game. And then like, I can hear it, it's clear as day, and it's going, Terry. Now, where Charlie used to live, it's basically like on an estate, and in the middle was like a playground.
Mm-hmm.
No kids about, nothing like that. Because I thought, maybe his nieces and nephews will call him for me or anything. Look out the window, there's
Maybe
no
the
one
ghost
around.
had killed them all.
There's no one around. It's so quiet, and like the dog isn't even there. Do you know what I mean? And then he texts me, and he's like, or I text him, and I'm like, I'm really sorry, by the way. Are you okay? Like, I'm gonna come up or whatever.
I believe the exact text message said, "What do you want?"
Yeah, something like that, right?
I'm really sorry. Are you okay? To what do you want? Yeah, something like that.
No, but I
like they're the same.
No, but I think but look at us. That is probably how it went down, right? So I was like, no, because you said something, and then I went, I can hear you, by the way, and you were like, hear what? And I was like, Charlie, I'm not stupid. Stop playing me, right? So then I've gone upstairs, and he's laying on his bed just playing his PlayStation with his headphones in. So I was like, he's really trying to test me.
The whole reason every guy pushes for an argument, by the way.
Yeah. So then, I've gone upstairs and I'm like, I'm really sorry. We had, I apologised and made up in that. And then I said to him,
let me finish this mission.
But I was like, Charlie, I could hear you. I'm not an idiot. And then he was like, hear what? And I was like, Charlie, I could hear you going, Terry, like this. And he was like, I did not once call for you. I've literally come up and played my game. I've not even looked at my phone. I've not done anything. And I was like, Charlie, I could hear you. I'm not stupid. And he used to do this thing with his sister where they would make a promise and they'd be like, I swear on blah blah blah's life. And he said that to me, and he was like, I swear on blah blah blah's life that I did not say that. Like, I've been quiet this whole time. So at that point, I'm like, what the fuck? So we've gone downstairs. His mum and dad have come in, and we're like, oh my god, listen to what's just happened. So we're ranting and raving. I'm outside with Kath, his mum, and then he's inside the kitchen with his dad, and we're both explaining the story, and I can hear him in the kitchen. And as he's explaining the story to his dad, he's obviously gone, oh yeah, apparently she could hear Terry, like that. And it was exactly what I heard. His voice, the tone, everything, right? So I went into the kitchen and I was like, it was you! I was like, it was you! You're a liar! You made me think this, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, no, Terry, I just did it now, but I did not do it earlier, I promise. So I was freaking out. I was like, because I remember exactly what I heard, and not once did I think of ghosts, because I thought it was Charlie, upstairs. But why would I have asked you? Did you not find that a bit weird? Because how can I make that up? It's just a bit weird.
I'm used to things in your head not making total sense, though. So, honestly, when you're telling the story, I'm just thinking, sounds like something you'd think, yes.
I'm going mentally crazy, I know.
Yeah. As opposed to that non-mentally crazy.
What are you doing?
Long nose.
We're literally in the middle of the podcast.
You just stopped us.
No, well, I was going to just keep it in, but...
Oh. Well, not
Yeah,
anymore,
I'm not touching it.
Probably not anymore. So I have a story.
You have a story, but maybe you should say that with the mic.
So I have a story. It's a Halloween story. Is it? It's a very scary story.
The skeptic has a story.
I know. Yeah, obviously, as you can imagine, as a skeptic, it's not my story. But it is a good one, and I've got no way of explaining this one.
Ghost story, go.
My sister lived in the same state as me.
Did you hear what I just did?
No.
I went, go.
I hate you so much. You know what? Me and Tara both can kill you, actually. One at a time.
I'm just scratching my foot, by the way, not my fanny.
Just so you know.
Anyway, before my sister moved in, one of my old teachers lived there. And I knew her, we were quite close, blah, blah. And one day she died. And when I say died, she jumped out of the window. A few years later, my sister moves into the same flat. And as the years goes on, blah, 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 creepy things happening. One day, my nephew Bobby, he must have been, 4, maybe 5 at the time, sprints down the stairs. And the way my sister described it was a run and a scream that you would only achieve through true, genuine, paralysing fear.
Yeah.
He ran down the stairs, couldn't breathe, proper scared. And he said, I saw a woman at the window. And he described old, long face, long brown hair, literally described my teacher that had killed herself.
And how would he know that?
How could he know? She killed herself before he was fucking born.
Yeah.
Plus, how would she be at the fucking window when it's 2 stories high?
Do you know what I find funny? Not funny. It's not funny. But I find quite weird that. So like you may have had your own ghost things, like own experiences, like yourself.
No, that's what I'm telling my nephews.
But that's what I mean. But then you see it through someone's eyes, and then you're like, actually, that's not explainable at all.
Yeah, exactly. So
Well, that's the problem. No, of course I can't explain it. When someone is telling me the story, this is the same reason why in court hearsay exists. Someone telling someone a story, and then that someone telling it from a third party's perspective, it's Chinese whispers at that point. So me hearing a story from someone else that they had saw and been told about, then me telling that story that I had heard that they had heard. Exactly.
But yeah, I know what you mean. But that is a lot
Of course I can't explain it.
It's like
All the
me
logical facts
but
have been
that's the thing.
ironed
It's
out.
like me saying that I saw what I saw. You don't know if I'm dramatising it. You don't know if it's real. You don't know if I'm lying. Like, and I think that is a lot of where skepticism starts. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I've got some outside crowd. All of our fans have. Well, I've got two. I've got two scenarios. I think I put them in my notes. So I'll do the short and sweet one first. So this was sent to me by, I probably won't mention him actually, because he hasn't said he hasn't wanted me to, but who knows. So as a boy, maybe 5 years old, I started to feel a cat jump on my bed. I could feel its weight as it moved. It padded around in circles for a while and ended up circling around my feet. The process went on for about 5 minutes each and every single night, and went on for maybe a year or so. The strange thing is we didn't have a cat. Kind of the same as what I had, but with an actual butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, like, could it be possible for, like, I know it sounds stupid, but a window open and a cat and
Have you ever
Could it be possible for a cat to go into
then
someone
he
else's
wouldn't-
house? Ooh.
But then he would just say that the neighbour's cat came in. Like, you would see it if you feel.
No, I
something,
think no, but he must have looked to see if there was something jumping on
exactly
his
there.
bed.
And there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Have you ever
So-
had that thing where you genuinely feel like someone's watching you?
Yeah, yeah.
I've
all the
always thought that was pets, like always, because I know like if you have like a ghosty kind of almost like that sixth sense feeling comes along, like
6%.
well, like because have you ever had it? You know, where you feel like someone is genuinely watching you.
time. I do it, so you need to calm down.
Sixth sense.
Sense.
Sense. Sick scent.
You know what I mean?
Sorry, I meant sense.
The way
Sixth.
I felt you
I can't even
giggled,
say
I was like,
sixth.
You can't let it go.
Sixth sense.
Sixth.
Yes.
Sixth sense.
Sure.
I want to say cent. It doesn't sound right. Cents.
I want to say cent.
50 cent. Have you ever had a 50 cent?
I did grow up on the stage.
Yeah. So sixth sense. Oh, fuck me. But you know that feeling,
Yeah.
and I have it quite a lot. And I think maybe it's because I'm open to this stuff. But like, I have it. But sometimes I have it, and I really do think that it's like a dog or a cat or something like that. And I'm like, oh, that's really weird.
A dog or that or something like that or whatever it says. Sorry, go on, carry on.
I'll never come back.
Anyway, I've got another one. All right, so it goes. When I was about 6 or 7, I'd go to sleep in my mum's bed wherever I had a nightmare. One night after I got into bed, I was having trouble getting back to sleep. I opened my eyes and there was a woman standing there. I'd say she was in her 60s and she had short brown hair and was wearing a long blue skirt and a red blouse. She was staring at the computer, so didn't see me looking at her. I looked at her for a while and my heart was pounding. She didn't move. I then closed my eyes and pretending to roll over back in my sleep, so I was facing my mum. I didn't dare open my eyes for the rest of the night. I remember exactly what she looked like to this day, but I never saw her again.
See, I can't deal with stuff like that. You know, when you say like you saw someone, like I get really scared, even thinking about it. Like, you know, when someone's like, but if you see something, but they're looking at you and you like actually like have that eye contact, that terrifies the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I can't deal with
Yeah,
that.
I hate eye contact as well. I can't stand it.
No.
It's just on every walking down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't deal with that. But to know what she looks like to this day, that's.
But there's some things that are so scary that you will always remember.
never forget. Yeah.
Like I've actually heard. I'm not going to say their story, but someone told me a story similar to that, and like they are convinced that it's like a demon, basically.
Oh my god.
And but like they saw something looking at them, or like it wasn't looking at them. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, it was something to do. They saw.
It was either looking at them or not looking
Yeah,
at them.
one of the two.
It was
but
one of them.
But yeah, but she'd look back to see if maybe it was like a fucking, I don't know, she was going crazy. Look back, it's still there.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking mad.
Don't like, that would
fucked.
fuck me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Like,
see when you double take and it's still
that's
there.
the thing, because
now
with
I'm
me,
shitting my pants.
Yeah,
like for
yeah.
me, like if I was a skeptic, I could be like, maybe I was coming out of a dream, maybe I was a bit of like,
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why the
You
double
start
take
to,
would
like-
fuck me up.
yeah.
Because it's
But
like if I saw
become
something
real-
as like a flash, I'd be
Yeah.
like, I tripped. I was thinking of this, and
Yeah.
then my brain put it in front of me. This and that. There's many explanations. But you see, if you double take and it's still there.
Yeah.
Oh no, fuck
That's-
that.
No,
It would scare me because
Cut
I'm
it
like,
out.
I
I'm
feel
running.
like I
I'm
don't
running.
have control in it disappearing now. Like, because you know, if you just wake up or something, you kind of shake your head and it's gone or whatever. So you're in control of that being there subconsciously.
And also, the scary thing is, right, so if you were to believe in ghosts, which I do, I always think they don't want to be detected unless they want to be, right? So I've seen ghosts, I've seen things move, but most of the time in everyday life, think about the amount of billions of people that have existed in the world of the earth. Like,
the world of the earth.
no, this
yes.
is weird when it comes to
Well,
sayings
that
at the
does
moment.
make sense, Yes.
So yeah, but like if you think about the amount of dead people there are, or ghosts there could be, we don't. If we saw every single ghost that existed, it would be like an overpopulated world.
Yeah, you'd have to like. Can you get out of the way?
Yeah,
please?
exactly. But there's only selective times and moments where you
Move.
might feel or see or have something move or whatever. If you were to double take and look, and that ghost's presence is still there, and maybe they're not even looking at you, but they're wanting to be seen, surely.
that's
Like, it's
it.
giving me
Yeah.
shivers just thinking
Yeah.
about it. Like, fuck that. It's just horrible. I wanted to touch base quickly because I remember we mentioned it a few weeks ago. Sleep paralysis.
Yes, I wanted to talk about this.
Yeah.
Because I've never experienced it, and I think like it's so terrifying. Because my friend, she had it once, and I don't know really how it works on technical terms, but basically there was a clown in her bedroom facing her in the corner of her room, and she obviously like couldn't move, and it was just coming towards her. And I thought I've been scared ever since, because I'm thinking if it's something, because apparently it's meant to be something that you're scared of, or like something that you're worrying about.
I looked into it, and apparently sleep paralysis has a few meanings depending on what you believe, but there is one theory that sleep paralysis, so when you're asleep you're the most vulnerable, and you know, like if you like do meditation, yoga, it's all about the middle eye and stuff. I know it's sounding quite spiritual, but like if you were to like engage your middle eye, you can effectively time travel through space and make your like have out of body experiences, and it's almost sleep paralysis, but you're doing it awake.
Yeah.
But when you're asleep, and apparently it's really common if you sleep on your back.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
because when my friend has it really bad.
Yeah.
And she was saying that her doctor always said it's because she sleeps on her back. So to go to sleep.
If you
with a
sleep on
pillow
your back, it's
behind-
easier to breathe. More oxygen pumps around your body. More oxygen pumps around your brain. Your brain can work more actively.
Yeah, but I
your
mean,
imagination can work more actively if you
Yeah.
sleep on your back.
Yeah.
But sleep paralysis, like what it does is it.
That's not a fact, by the way. That's just me sort of.
But it creates you. I mean, all of it's for theory anyway. Like, because what sleep paralysis does, because I've experienced it, and it makes you can't move, or you might not be able to open your eyes. So I've had it before, and I didn't see anything. But so I was downstairs on my sofa, and I had Eddie with me, but I was again on my back, and I felt something touch me, but I didn't. But
Sorry
I
about
couldn't
that.
open my fucking eyes. So I felt something touch me. I was awake, but and I was moving. So I was trying to get out. I was trying to like. So I didn't have it to the point where I couldn't move my body, but like I started to like get up and move, and I'm like, there's something here. I could feel it. I couldn't see anything, but I could feel something in the room with me. But it was like my eyes just wouldn't fucking open. It's so hard to explain. So I started to get up, and I swear to fucking God, and I told like Kaylee this the next morning, so I was terrified. I went like this. Get the fuck! I was punched. I remember I was hitting myself. Get up! And I couldn't speak. I couldn't open my eyes, but I was going like just doing all of this, like really like grabbing my skin to try and fucking tug myself awake. But mentally I was there. I knew I could feel Eddie. I could, Eddie was like licking me.
That's what Terry does to me at 7 a.m.
yeah.
Charlie, you have work.
Yeah, and I remember hitting myself so hard around the face, and eventually I just got out of it. You know what I mean?
Gurned out of it.
And yeah.
So you were doing all this, but you were physically actually just like laying there.
Well, no.
She was actually
I
doing
was
it. She was
actually
doing it.
moving, so I had it to at first.
It's
I
not
felt
really sleep
something touch-
paralysis, but
Yeah,
more.
so but it started off as what I couldn't.
A combination of sleep and
Yeah.
awake.
So
Something
sort
had
of thing.
touched me, and then I was like, "That's really weird. I need to wake up. But I couldn't move." And then I sort of like got out of that slowly but surely. I climbed. I was really I was fighting through it. I was like, "Urgh." And it felt like I had this big force just pushing me down. And then the last thing to open is usually in sleep paralysis is your eyes. So I'd managed
No,
to.
that should be the first
That's your
thing.
first.
Oh,
It's
see,
the
for
first
me
thing.
it was the
Well,
last.
not for you. You had
Yeah.
paralysis sleep.
Yeah, well, yeah, paralysis sleep. So weird. I mean, I've only had it that one time, and that was recently, and I was like, holy shit, and it was scary. And I researched it, and it does say like, it's almost like your butt. So you know when you go into REM sleep, you can go into like if you wake up REM sleep. So every 90 minutes you drop into this like REM sleep cycle, and it's when you're in your deepest sleep.
It's your body goes from deep sleep to light sleep every
All throughout
90
the
minutes
night.
to make
Yeah.
sure you're not dead. Basically,
Yeah.
It just keeps circulating that and it'll drop you
I've
into
got a
that.
sleep app. That's what it tells me.
Yeah. But sometimes your body can wake up before your mind can wake up.
It can
before
go
your
the
body.
wrong way, so your
Yeah.
body can go the wrong. It can go back down instead of going back up. So you will wake up mentally before you wake up physically, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what sleep paralysis is. And usually that scares people, and because of the stigma around sleep paralysis, everyone says they have a sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah.
When you put stigma like that around something, if you get sleep paralysis, because your brain is still half asleep, and when your brain's asleep, god damn, the imagination runs wild. So if you wake up and you can't move, first thing your brain goes, sleep paralysis demon, let's go, activate, get him out of the cupboard.
Sorry.
And that's how it works. I've had it before. I had sleep paralysis. I woke up.
Before you say a story.
No, that's great. I'm dying from.
So you had sleep paralysis.
Yes, I had sleep paralysis. But the beautiful thing was, because I knew, don't ask me that, the luck and coincidence involved is just fucking unreal. I had researched it or stumbled upon research about it for the first ever time, maybe 4 days to a week before the first time I had it. And I got to enjoy it. I saw this thing with horns and slimy, scaly skin standing in the corner. Clearly a demon, right? Because sleep paralysis demons. What it does. So I've got my demon. I've got my sleep paralysis. I'm awake. I can't move. My brain has created a demon to come attack me whilst I'm paralysed. But because I know what's going on, I'm there like, do your
Come
best.
get me, bitch.
Come on, do what you, show me what you got, bruv. Show me what you got. And all of a sudden, I just go, oh, and I'm up. Like, and from that point, it sounds mental, right? But sleep paralysis was one of the coolest things
Well,
I've
that's
ever
it. I mean,
experienced.
I like that sort of stuff because I know that people can actually get themselves into that frame and body.
Yeah, like lucid dreaming as well is like another similar sort of
a what
thing.
a lucid dreamer.
Lucid dreaming
what's
is
that?
where you can. Normally you have no control over your dreams. You go to sleep, you have a dream, your brain chooses what you dream about. In a lucid dream, you're awake. Your consciousness is awake. You do what the fuck you want.
Yeah.
When you want to do it. Your dream is as you choose. You want to dream about rainbows, you dream about rainbows. You want to dream about taking over the world, you're taking
I
over
want to
the
learn
world.
all this stuff. It sounds well cool.
Mate,
Yeah, I
so there's
love
a
it.
tip to lucid dreaming. Don't take it from me. Go research it if you like the sound of this. But apparently, if you stare at your hands for 5 minutes, 3 or 4 times a day, when you go to sleep, part of your brain will be so used to doing that. In your dream, you'll look at your hands, and if you don't recognise them properly, because by the time you do this for like a couple of months, you're going to know exactly what the palm of your hands look like. When you're asleep, if you don't recognise your palms properly, it activates lucid dreaming. You realise you're asleep, but you're still in your dream, and now you are awake in your dream. Do whatever the hell you want.
That's really smart.
Awesome.
sounds crazy.
I'm very upset I've never had that though.
I know that sounds like it's a skill though.
I've
like-
not gone
it's
through
like
the
loads
effort
of
of
stuff.
staring at my hands for 5 times.
See, I
5
can't
minutes a day.
imagine like sleep paralysis though, like not in control. Like that freaks
Yeah.
me out. Just knowing that I'm not in control.
I think
You're
I
in
think it's
control,
a
you just
good
can't
experience.
move.
Yeah.
It is a good experience. I mean, look, when I had it, it freaked me out for a good week, I'd say, because I was like, I never want to have that again. Because more than anything, if I ever had sleep paralysis when there's a serial killer about to come and kill me, and you know I'm in bed.
You're gonna shit yourself.
I think, oh shit, like what if? And you also, I think where I couldn't open my eyes and I couldn't. Most people have it obviously reversed where
It's
they can
weird
see
that you
around the
open
room.
your eyes.
I know. So I don't know if it was sleep paralysis or I was just fucked. But like, and I wasn't like not as in intoxicated, but you know, just I don't know. But
Too many
like,
Plonkcasts
Maybe you
in a
didn't
row.
think about it. I know that sounds weird, but maybe you didn't think about opening your eyes.
no, I was literally
You was.
You
trying.
couldn't open your eyes, but you could
Yeah, yeah.
move.
Yeah, so I could move
That's
eventually.
nuts.
At first, I couldn't move. But it took me quick to get my body going. But it just, my eyes just would not open. It was so strange, and I was literally like, "Come on," because I knew I was still maybe in this dream sense. You know when you start like, you know, sleepwalking effectively. But I knew I was sleepwalking, so I was awake.
Yeah, I guess you probably sleepwalked or slept walked.
But I knew I was doing it. Most
more than
sleepwalkers
sleep
don't know.
paralysis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas I think it was like in between that sleepwalking and not sleepwalking, and you know
So I
what
feel
mean?
like sleep paralysis. The key is sort of being
paralysed. But I think it started off
You had
as that.
something new.
Yeah,
You're
I'm an inventor.
gonna ruin a lot of lives
I'm
by inventing this
evolutionary.
new.
If you've ever had it
paralysis
before,
sleep.
please tell me, because what the fuck did I have? Because that was weird. I reckon a demon just had my eyes taped
You're
shut.
so lazy. Your brain was like, it ain't time to wake up yet.
Yeah, I was just
That's what
it was
it
in the
is.
middle of the night. You know when you fall asleep on the sofa, and what woke me up was something touched me. That was the main thing. Something fucking touched me, and I didn't know what. So I wanted to see what touched
it
me,
like a
but I couldn't
pinch?
see.
It was like a small pinch.
No, it was like something had like
Grabbed you.
tried to
Ugh.
wake me up.
Yeah.
And I
No,
even
no
checked. So that was I remember checking because something went like that. So I thought, because Eddie was there, my dog, and I was like,
Is I want to be fed.
well, no, I thought maybe is he by
Maybe
my.
his
So I
head
sort
or-
of like obviously after that I was like I couldn't move, and then I sort of got out of it, and the first thing I did was like feel around to see where Eddie was, but Eddie was down there by my feet. So there's no way that he could have done that or whatever, like with his paw, but yeah. Anyway, I think we should wrap this podcast up. We're going for a while, so
Just a minute.
yeah. So I mean, obviously we'll cut things out of that, but anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure once again. Thank you for coming back.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Hope you have a very, very spooky holiday.
Have a lovely All Hallows Eve, as you've
Yes,
learnt
a Hallows
today.
Eve. We will get this podcast out tomorrow, won't we, guys?
Yes, we will.
Yes.
Yeah, good luck with that.
So it'll be out on Halloween. So happy Halloween. And yeah, we'll let you know what happens with Emma, and then. Yeah, but anyway, for now,
Fingers
subscribe.
crossed.
Make sure you leave your comments and little likes. And sorry about half of the tantrums that happened on today's podcast. If I cut them out, there were a lot of tantrums on this podcast because these two should never be on a podcast together.
No.
But I'm here as a counsellor, which is why I'm sitting like this. And
Why we're so angry? Because you're the counsellor.
I'm like, yeah. And how do you feel? But yeah, anyway, guys, love you
Peace
lots.
out.
Bye bye. Fantastic. Never doing that again with you.